So what's going on, guys? I am BlackOpsAmazing. Welcome back to another zombies video on the channel, taking your questions from the comment section below to do with the zombie storyline, Easter eggs, other things as well, and we answer them. So as always, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you drop a like rating anytime you feel like it. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to. It's totally up to you guys. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel, and also click that bell notification icon as well to be updated every time I upload a video. But with that all out of the way, whenever you're ready, here we go. So the very first question of today from Albert the Pig Gaming. Okay. But this guy says, hey BOA, in Call of the Dead, when you use the wonder weapon that turns zombies into humans, where do they go and why are they the CIA? So to rephrase that, what you're asking me is, why when we use the VR11 does it turn zombies into a human, and also where do they go? Well, yes, you're right. If you use this wonder weapon, it can actually do quite a few different things, but one of its abilities is it's able to turn a zombie back into a human. Funnily enough, if you actually look, these people that they turn into look very much like someone that would work at the CIA. Of course, this could just be a random person that wears a suit, but he does kind of look like a member of the CIA, which we've seen quite a lot throughout zombies, especially later on with the CIA and CDC. But when you turn the zombies into this human, they will then begin to chase him, so it kind of works like the monkey bomb, and he will run to the nearest body of water and freeze himself to death. So basically, he kills himself. It's a bit strange. I don't know why he would want to do that. I mean, I guess he's going to be pretty freaking confused getting turned from a zombie back into a human. Like I said, I don't know if this is a CIA agent, although they do look similar, but they turn back into a human and then they run to wherever the nearest body of water is. They go into it and kill themselves by freezing to death. The next question from Con Wilson says, BOA, out of the Panzer and the Warden from zombies, who do you think would win a fight? Please answer. Love your videos. So I like this one because these are my two favourite bosses in zombies, the Panzer Soldat and the Warden or Brutus from Mob of the Dead. Both big guys, really freaking cool. But out of a fight, who do I think would win? Well, the Panzer, I think, has to have the advantage. I mean, he can get us from long range, whereas the Warden can't. The Panzer's also got a shit ton of armor, whereas again, the Warden really hasn't got too much. And the Panzer, just in general, is a lot harder to kill than Brutus is, and a lot more freaking annoying. I mean, the Panzer can also fly. He has a flamethrower or a grappling hook or an electric charge, depending on which version of him you choose, but they're all pretty freaking annoying, whereas the Warden really doesn't have too much. I mean, what really can he do other than batten things? Yeah, I mean, I'd go with the Panzer, but let me know who you think would win in the comment section below. I mean, if we were to choose another boss, I mean, the Margwa can teleport, so maybe he'd have a better chance. Anyway, the next question from Austin Ryan says, hey BOA, who do you think will be controlling the zombies in Black Ops 4? Love your videos, keep it up. Well, that's a good question, but it really depends on where we start off. In Black Ops 4, we don't know. We could be going back to premise as we've kind of been teased, but then it really could go anywhere. We could go sometime in between Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. We could be going back to the original characters, maybe the transit characters, probably not. We could be going with a new set of characters. It really just depends on which date we go to, and honestly, we don't know. I don't think we'll be going back to the time when Richtofen controlled them. I think we've seen all of that. It's possible that we could be going back to the time when Samantha was in control, but then it could be to a totally different time, maybe the 1300s, or far, far in the future where we don't know who is in control of the zombies. It could be no one. Just like right now, for Black Ops 3, no one was in control of the zombies, or at least that's what we think. So that's a difficult one to answer without having seen really anything about BO4 zombies yet. Tyler Perez says, BOA, why is there a baby crying in Kino? Now, I actually picked this question because I thought it said, why is there a baby crying in Verruckt? But I'll answer both anyway. So in Verruckt, this was one of the first maps where we had multiple Easter eggs and zombies. In fact, this was only the second zombies map we ever had. And if you didn't know, if you go up to this cremation oven, you can hear, if you press the interactive button on it, a baby crying. You can also hear other effects as well. If you go up to this dentist chair, you can hear someone else screaming. It seems like the dentist is drilling into them somewhere, probably not on their teeth. But we do know that Verruckt was a mental asylum. It was used by Group 935 for their zombie experiments, and so we could guess that they experimented on people. This person that we hear screaming in the chair was probably one of Group 935's test subjects that they were doing experiments on, and it's the same for the baby. The reason we hear it crying in here is more than likely because in the past it was a test subject used by Group 935 and they probably locked it in here. I don't know why I'm saying it, but I don't know its gender, I'm not just going to assume. But it's more than likely the same for Kino and Verruckt. We know that it was a Group 935 test facility. This was the main place where they did the experiments on zombies, where they turned humans into zombies. They probably did use children as well in some way, and so what we are hearing is the screams, the voices of the past. Blade says, why is there a cryogenic chamber in the teleporter room in Eisendrache? Love your videos. So we know that the 1.0 version of Dempsey was taken to Eisendrache in a cryogenic chamber. We can see that happen in the intro cutscene where he's in the back of a German truck driven by Group 935 and they're taking him to the castle so they can then put him inside of a rocket and transfer him to the moon, to Griffin Station, to Dr. Groff. But if you didn't know, we can actually also see more cryogenic chambers in Eisendrache in the teleporter room. They are kind of hidden, they're half under these covers here. But seeing these, you would think, okay, these must be for our other characters. For Nikolai, Takio, and of course it wouldn't make sense for Richthofen, but possibly Pablo Marinus. Again, that one really wouldn't make too much sense since Pablo came first, and when Pablo died, he was then replaced by Dempsey, but as you see, Dempsey's already going up to the moon. But there's definitely enough room here for Takio and Nikolai, so you would think that maybe these other cryogenic chambers, I said trio, I meant cryo, were for them. But of course we know that's not how it went down. Maybe originally they were transferred to the moon. We know in the original timeline, these characters, Takio, Nikolai, and Dempsey, were all captured by Group 935 and then given to Richthofen, and Richthofen then had them at the Call of the Dead base in Siberia. We don't exactly know what process they went through first before arriving to Richthofen, so maybe in the original timeline they were transferred to Eisendrache, then to the moon for whatever reason to Dr. Groff, and then given back to Richthofen down on Earth in Siberia, Call of the Dead. I don't know, maybe that process did happen in the original timeline. I don't know, we do know that Eisendrache did have a big part to play in Richthofen's grand scheme, so that's possible, but like I said, it is strange that there are more cryogenic chambers here, but they aren't being used. You can't really tell what's inside of them, as there are covers over the top. But getting back to your question, why are there cryogenic chambers in the teleporter room in Eisendrache? Well, honestly, I'm not really sure. They could have been meant for the other characters, like I said. Obviously, we never see them get used, and that's not something that's talked about in the Canorium, so that'd be just a guess. They could be spares, they could have been meant for other people for different experiments that Group 935 were doing that we don't know about. I don't know, but it's definitely interesting since we see Dempsey in one in the intro, and then we also see him getting taken to the moon in one as well. So naturally you'd think they were meant for the other characters, but we don't know. Rodlofo Agulil. The next person says, why do zombies say Sam? So I can't remember if I answered this question. I probably have a long time ago, but all the way back in World at War in the very first map, this has been in the game since the beginning. The zombies have been saying Sam since Nakter and Toten. This originally wasn't meant to be something in the game. This was basically a glitch. Treyarch were developing zombies, Nakter and Toten, just adding in these small things that really didn't mean anything. The ray gun was just a project, a fun little weapon they thought they'd add in. And one of the bugs they came across whilst creating the zombies and the sounds for them was this word, Sam. It seems like they just wanted to add grunts to the zombies, but one of the sound effects was Sam, and as I said, it was a bug. It wasn't something that was intentional. Now obviously later on down the line it was left in the game and it became part of our storyline. We kind of made it part of our story by saying, well, the zombies say Sam because they are controlled by Samantha, and that made total sense. But then as we went on further down the line and Richthofen became in control of the zombies, it then didn't make sense. Zombies still said Sam, but Richthofen was in control, not Samantha. And then further on, no one was in control, yet the zombies still said it. So originally, to be totally honest, this meant nothing. The reason zombies said Sam is because it was a bug. But later on we involved it into our storyline since it linked up, so we said that the reason why the zombies say Sam is because Samantha is their controller. You could say that, but that wasn't the intention in the very beginning. It just became part of the story later on. Anyway guys, those are all of the questions I am going to answer for today. As always, hopefully you have enjoyed the video. If you have, you know what to do, smash that like button, it really does mean a lot. So if we could shoot for 1.5k likes on this video, that'd be absolutely awesome. Thank you guys for the support on the channel. Thank you all for watching every single video that you do. It really means a lot. Make sure you are subscribed, hit that bell notification icon, and of course we'll see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.